Tonight on DFY Magic Themes, we're going to be talking about Google indexing. Well, a very good evening to you. Better late than never. Technical difficulties as always, but it doesn't matter. We're talking about Google indexing tonight. We are. And first in the room was Laurie. I don't know how Laurie got first in the room. Followed by Mark B, followed by Sarah, followed by Bob, Barry. Who else is in the room? Bradley. Hello, all you guys who are coming into the room gradually. We're going to get going very, very soon on DFY Magic Themes Live for you. Then we go to the Inner Circle. Not part of the Inner Circle, head to dfymagicthemes.com/live number 4U. And that's how you can join the Zoom calls each week. For all the golden nuggets and more. I'll tell you what, Robert needs to put a penny in the meter. His camera's not on. And if by magic, Robert
is it Friday already? I just turned off the camera last week.
I put another shilling in the meter. Don't worry, we've made it. We've made it. It's all good.
Did you say anyone else in the meter?
Shilling. A shilling is an old coin. If you don't know what one of those is, I'm too old. I'm too young to remember those old coins. I just know from my parents. So
I heard so there we go. A shitty in the meter.
No. And guys, if you're in the Zoom room and you want to put your cameras on, you're welcome to. We always like to see your faces. It's entirely up to you. And it's good to see everyone who's inside here. Another name call, shall we do? So Barry, Bob, Bradley, Lane, Laurie, Mark B, and Sarah's in the room tonight. So welcome. Always good to see you. And we are going to talk in a bit about Google indexing and some interesting things that I know. It's all been fun, hasn't it, Robert?
It's always fun because Google has to change the game. You guys probably all know this, but when the Google algorithm was really pretty new, they used to rank websites by simply taking the background and putting the keyword as many times as it would go on the page and put the font, the color of the background, so you didn't see it. So it would say the keyword over and over and over and over, and it would rank the site. So that started, black hat, gray hat techniques of ranking websites back in the day, and Google didn't like that. So the algorithm is always, I think it changes and it flips back, and it comes forward and it goes back to what it used to have, and then it adds in different things. But I think lately, I know everything is going to be location based. There is no question that Google is not going to maintain search results for local, because it's too what's the word I'm looking for? It's too profitable for Google not to do it that way, because they can keep selling more of their services for the local businesses and doing the listings, right? The guaranteed placements and the rest of it, because it's all location based. If they did it across the board, that means a plumber across the world would have the same chance of getting that traffic. But when they do it location based, the plumbers in the area that you're talking about paying for that service mops up that area with that paid service with Google. So indexing, I think, is another ploy of Google to shake things up. And I've been doing that kind of stuff that I used to always index sites and go into the Google sandbox that doesn't exist, right? All the time, because I do all the right things to make it rank out of the box, but it didn't have the authority on the clock to be outranking the other sites according to Google, so they would stick it in a Google sandbox. Now I think instead of doing that, they're just adding to the indexing solution by making it slower and taking longer. So what should you do when your site isn't getting indexed? Right? You built it right, you built it on the right foundation, you've done all the right things, you're giving it signals. What should you do? Should you call up Google and complain? Should you, send in support tickets? My site's not indexing and it's been 2 days. The answer is you do nothing. You have to wait. You have to make sure everything is done right. You do the stuff that we do in our training, the accountability program, and then you wait. Now, in addition to that, you add content. You add social signals. You do the things that we're always talking about. Just keep doing it. Don't stop and wait. Keep telling Google this site is going to be maintained. This site is going to be updated regular. And this site is going to have good goddamn quality content. And nothing's going to change. And you will be indexed. It may be longer for some than others, but that's what is going to happen. Now, if there's a major malfunction on your site for some reason that you've done something wrong, it shows when it either doesn't index or as it's being indexed, what's being indexed is showing incorrectly. And that can be fixed very simply. But Google indexing is not the end all. You have to be indexed. But as Stephen has been talking quite often, that there's other search engines out there. Bing is a big one, Yahoo. And go after those in addition to Google. If Google's being slow, get indexed in Bing. But in our cases, we are not having problems being indexed. It's just Google being slow. Do you want to talk about that, Steve?
Yeah, I want to share this with you that I found earlier on today. Look at this. Look, sudden drop in search engine rankings and traffic. Google, after Google's March 2024 core update, need help. And this is a person who's had good content for the past 5 years, right? And their rankings have gone, right?
How'd that go?
Now, why do I think Google's doing this? There's a number of reasons behind it, which I'm going to talk about in the inner circle. So anyone who's not a member of the inner circle, sorry, you're not going to get to hear that information. And also in the inner circle, I'm going to talk about other things you can be doing in the meantime to counteract that information to help yourself rank better. The main thing I will share to everyone on all the platforms that we're on is content is king, and Google loves Google. They're the two things I'm going to say that happens. Content is king, and Google loves Google. And that's what you need to remember with this all the time. Is if you remember that those key things, you will find eventually that it will sort itself out. People in the chat, let's just see who knows. Most people say Google's the #1 search engine. Write in the chat for me the name of the #2 search engine in the world. I want to see what people are going to put in the chat. Now, I'm not going to tell people on the streams what they are, right? But I just want to know what people think in the chat. And let's have a look. Oh, wow. So Bob, Mark, Sarah, Barry, Laurie, Lane
Go.
have just hit the nail on the head there. Bang.
Duck,
I'm not.
go.
Yeah, it's duck, duck, go. Don't lie. Oh, you're such a wind-up, aren't you? But what we are gonna do tonight, right, is talk about some of those things that happen with search engines all the time, and things you can do to make sure that it's going to run a bit more smoother for you. It's never easy in this game to do things. But, do you want to know the number one thing to do, Robert?
Tell me.
The number one thing to do is sign up with the Inner Circle so you can find out.
Wow. How do I sign up?
Go to dfymagicstreams.com/live for you. It's on the screen, and that's how you can sign up. You also get to be part of a community as well on Facebook. Bye, freebies.
Take care, everybody. Have a good weekend.